Hey YouTube, this is Donna Bien-Aime. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my 6th or 7th video. I'm attempting to be more consistent with this because I did say to myself by the end of 2022 I should have 50 videos. I'm lagging behind and I have 6 months left. So I'm possibly maybe doing 2 or 3 videos per week just to meet up to that deadline. But let's go to the topic at hand. I want to talk about signs of being an adult. I'm going to talk about like 2 things that make you really an adult, make you be mature and be the person that is evolved and not a little child. The first thing I believe is choose your battles. I am very good with that. Like over the years, I've been bullied by certain people by their attitudes, what they say to me, what they do to me. Even today at work, I felt like at my job, I feel sometimes like I'm not, I wouldn't say not respected, but just have a little side eye. And 20 years ago, when I was 16, when I was 20, I was a really wise girl. Like I had a response for everything. I was very fresh. Excuse me. I'm still fresh, but as an adult, you have to choose your battles. Some days someone has to hit your mouth. Other days you just keep it cool. And keep it moving. You don't respond. Not every attack on you needs a response. You have to woosah, breathe, and let it go. But then sometimes you gotta speak your mind and let people know, like, look, I'm not one to be messed with. I deserve respect, and you're gonna respect me. So it takes a lot of courage to do that because sometimes you feel like you have to give a response to everything and everyone. Now, when do you decide that it's worth speaking your mind? Other times it's worth to just... I think it depends on your mood. And also, if it's something that makes you feel peaceful. Like, if you have to say something and it makes you feel at peace afterwards, then do it. But if you feel what you're going to say is going to cause more harm than more good, do not say it. Sometimes you got to be a warrior. Sometimes you got to be someone who's a peacemaker. And as an adult, you have to know who you are. That comes with self-awareness. Is the other thing I'm going to talk about next. And just know what you're capable of doing and not doing. So, choose your battles when someone disrespects you. Choose your battles when something is not aligned and that you feel a level of disrespect. Because some things are not worth fighting for. Other things, you just have to let go. Other things you have to keep on, letting your respect be known. But other things, you have to just let go. It's the first thing. So the first thing is choosing a battle. It's one sign of being an adult. Another sign, the second thing I'm going to talk about, is self-awareness. A lot of people don't know who they are. They're not aware of what they like, what they don't like, their past errors, what makes them tick, their type of attraction. And how do you solve that awareness? There's a lot of things you can do. First of all, journal. I've been journaling since I was like in the middle school, so I have over like 20 years of journaling experience. And sometimes I look back at my journals when I was a teenager, when I was in my 20s. I was like, wow, I felt that way, I did that. But it's very important to just write. Because free write when you journal, like just speak what's on your mind. Just keep writing and writing. Or other times you can find a theme-based journal. Some of them, they sell them at Target. And there's another cool store called Paper Source. I don't know if it's all over the country, but where I live in New York City, they have a Paper Source in Union Square and also in Park Slope near 7th Avenue. To do that, they sell stationery, they have different things in notebooks of journals, and they have certain topics about what you want to write about. You can do that. Just speak your mind, like empty your brain. And if you don't feel like writing, do video diaries, like just videotape yourself speaking how you feel. I've done that before too. And also voice notes. My favorite is journalism through writing and voice notes. Why do I like voice notes? It's like you have your own podcast of your life. Like you just speak your mind and you see how you feel and stuff. Another thing to know about self-awareness, you have to spend time alone. You cannot be with people all the time. But sometimes you just have to be by yourself in a moment of stillness, peacefulness. And just stay with yourself and then just gather your thoughts. Just chill, see what you're doing. Another thing about self-awareness is take personality tests and probably get an astrological birth chart. if you believe in astrology. So with that, it tells you what you are. Like if you're the Myers-Briggs personality test is really good. There's a website called 16 Personalities. I've taken it. I've taken it about 3 times, and I've taken it about 3 times within like 5 years apart from each other, and I've gotten different results because I've evolved. I've changed. So I can't be the same person. I can't be how I was when I was 25, not at this age. I'm older, more wiser, so I gotta have a different perspective about things and how um things I've experienced, so I can't be the same person. I can't be the same person in the essence of my perspective, but I'm still the same person with my personality and my inner essence. There's a difference. So you gotta know who you are. I'm also a good therapy. Therapy is very important, and also pastoral counseling. You should still be doing both. Why both? Like, I think pastoral counseling is very good for people who are people of faith, or people who just want a guide in how you feel without analysis or psychological techniques. It's pure talking and mentoring and praying and stuff. I've done that. And therapy, psychotherapy for a registered therapist, a social worker, a psychiatric nurse, a psychologist, a psychiatrist. I knew a psychiatrist that was also a therapist at the same time. She was two birds. So we need that. You need to know who you are and ask people who's close to you, like, to see, what do you think of me? And when you ask them, you assess this is true or not, because perspective, everything. You may think you're a nice person, people around you don't think you're nice. So you have to analyze what's the truth and what's not the truth. And there's always truth for something. There's some people that say there's no truth. There is truth. There's some things that just are known. That's life. So figure out what your truth is, and try to know that you're not just one thing. You cannot sum up your whole thing on one thing. You are human, so sometimes you may feel like you're alter ego of someone else, but you're not really that. Or sometimes you are, and you fail to recognize it. So you have to admit when you're someone there's a negative side of you and there's a positive side of you. We all have a shadow side of ourselves. That's why shadow work is very important. That's the self-awareness I'm talking about. You have to do shadow. You got to look deep into your heart and see, like, what's jacked up about you, what needs improvement. Also, the things that make you perfectly wonderfully made. Tune into that, too. So, in conclusion, I think I sound like a 10th grader essay, summing up the essay. In conclusion, you have to know who you are, self-awareness, and also you have to choose your battles the right way. This is important. This is part of being a grown-up. This is part of being an adult. And, if you don't have those two things, there's something wrong with you. I'm being so honest. You have to choose your battles, and you got to know who you are. You got to be aware of what you do, what ticks you, what makes you think. All these things will help you make your life easier. When you choose your battles and when you know who you are and you're aware of what you do, your life is more peaceful, and you will have success in all things that you do. Peace, and I'll see you next time.